The Red Menace himself, everybody, Chris Blisset.
What's up, Gotham? It's been a while. All right, my folks are here. If I seem a little bit nervous, it's not my fault. It's just because I'm the only black guy here. I'm really sorry about that. So, there's one or two in the back. We could sue. So my name is Chris Blisset. I'm going to tell you a bit about myself. I used to be married, but I'm not anymore. When I get to know a lady for the first time, I tend not to tell her that because women view that as failure, but it was not failure. I was married, she cheated, and I killed her. Successfully. So not a failure. No, I'm divorced. And being divorced, I'm dating again. I was dating this woman like a year and a half ago. I met her on MyFace or Spacebook or whatever. And we're not together anymore. We were together like a year and a half ago. But one night when we were together, we had sex. And afterwards, I asked her if she'd had an orgasm. And she said, yeah. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me when it happened? You know, she says, wait a second. You want me to tell you right when I have an orgasm? And I said, yes, always tell me. Always, always, always tell me when you have an orgasm. She said, okay. So she called me last week. And apparently, all right, that landed. Hindsight is 20/20, and nowhere is that truer than in a relationship. I always know exactly what I did to screw up a relationship, and with her, like with many others, it was the last date. You know how at the beginning of a relationship, you pretend to be a good person, and then you start to let the real you out after a while? Well, this was that date. I started to let the real me out, and the real me is a prick. So she asked me my favorite color, and I told her it's Asian. Good. Thank you guys. Good, because she didn't like it at all. She said, take me home, and not in the good way. So I did. So we're driving home, and she, I don't know, I guess she drank a lot before we left because she says, pull over, I'm gonna blow Chunks. So I step on the brakes, praying that Chunks is my new nickname. It is not. It's not. So, single. Hello. Actually, divorced, which is different. Anybody who's been divorced will tell you, divorced is not single, it's single again. And it's very different the second time around. There are things that you didn't know mattered to you regarding your freedom of the first time around. I'll give you an example. I was in my apartment the other day, and I was in my bathroom, and I'm peeing, right? And I'm using the stream of pee to knock the streaks of poo off of the inside of the toilet bowl, right? Don't act shocked. You are on a date with somebody who's done this, okay? Except for the lesbians in the front. Y'all are on a date with somebody who's done this. So I'm using the stream of pee to knock the streak. And I noticed I hadn't lifted the toilet seat, right? What do I care? I'm single. I just finished up, flushed the toilet, wiped the seat off with my sock, and went about my day. That's a true story. Sadly. So I do work in entertainment, and I do travel around a lot. That was true. You're going to be very proud of me. As of my last road trip, I have officially been lost in my car in cities in 40 different states of the union. Thank you. Thank you. But you can learn from my mistakes. I've developed a system for knowing if you are lost in a safe or a dangerous part of town. This is very simple. You can tell the rougher parts of town by the frequency of McDonald's. Truly. So the closer together the McDonald's are, the more danger you're in. So like, if you're at a McDonald's and you can see a McDonald's, you've probably been shot. But if not, you need to get out of there. Go north, try north. That doesn't work in New York, but in other places, try north. And you can tell the safer parts of town by the frequency of... Exactly, thank you. Hello. Is that your date? That's too bad. How you doing? You're both kind of attractive, I'm going to be honest with you. Where the hell was I? Oh, right. So when I do this act again next week, I'm going to write a segue right here that bridges these two because German porn is has nothing to do with McDonald's. German porn is awful. It is awful porn. Having sampled porn from all over the world, I can definitively say that German porn is the worst, nastiest porn you will ever see. And it is not the sex. It's the things they are combining with sex that upsets me, okay? In interest of full disclosure, I have to tell you that I am a little prudish about that. Like, I don't get that people mix food and sex. I think people who mix food and sex are fucking both things up. That's how I feel. I'm open-minded, I'm willing to try it, I am totally willing to pour chocolate on your titties. I'm entirely, but I think it's a waste of perfectly good chocolate and relatively good titties. That's true. What? Have you had a look? She's doing all right. Thank you, yes, thank you. We have reached the musical portion of the show, and before I do it, I gotta tell you about this guitar. So, my friend Paul, that I hate, gave me this guitar. And those of you who've seen my stand-up comedy before, which is none of you, you know that I do jokes about my friend Paul that I hate. Well, for the first time in history, my friend Paul that I hate is actually here. Stand up and give away. Stand up and give away. This is my friend Paul that I hate. He's actually here tonight. Now sit down, you prick. I love it. Sit down, you prick. He gave me this guitar. He was working for the Disney Corporation for a while, and I think he bought this from then. It's a Pirates of the Caribbean guitar. And I truly love it. I call it my guitar. Yeah, I hate that joke too. But it's a really great guitar. It's equal parts awesome and gay, just like my friend Paul that I hate. So. I make 6 figures in comedy. The first 2 figures are zeros. I was babysitting my brother's kid the other day, and you know what they say. Rarely shake a baby. Never shake a white baby. What do you, shake white babies? Shame on you. If you ever want to get beat up really bad, go to a Kiss concert in Twisted Sister makeup. But if you want to get beat up really bad, tell your wife you're never, ever going to cheat on her, starting now. Question. You ever been sitting in one of your own farts, and unexpectedly somebody you know walks up, so you try to magically inhale the entirety of your fart through your nose? Someone at your table has. Question. Who's more sexual, men or women? Tell me. Wrong. And I can prove it. Answer me, ladies. Be honest. Have you ever been walking down the street and seen somebody so hot that you just stopped dead in your tracks and stared at them slack-jawed? Okay. You ever done that for a mannequin? Because you're on a date with somebody who has. I tell a lot of jokes about being single, but I'm actually married. I got married 1.5 years ago. I'm a pretty happy guy. Poor thing is here tonight. God love her. It won't last, but she's here. And I don't have a lot of jokes about being married, but I'm pretty sure that when I do, they'll mostly be about how being married sucks. For example, being a guy and being married is basically looking at one little example of masculinity surrounded by a feminine world, like your apartment. Like I was in the shower the other day, a naked man, theoretically masculine, but I'm surrounded by loofah, McScrubby, scrunchy, McSoapy, Summer's Eve, vagina washy, kind of just stuff everywhere I'm looking, right? I'm like, fine. So and then I turn around and I notice that she has hung a card on how to give herself a breast exam in the shower. And for a second, I was like, all right, that's it. That's one thing too many. I'm gonna ask her to take this down. But then I thought about it. Because the drawings on the card were pretty good. I'll leave you with this. Words that end in tend to be good words. Doctor, teacher, professor. What? Boner. Yes, miss, you're right. That's right. Words that end in ist tend to be bad words. Racist, terrorist, fist, pissed. Words that end in ob tend to be good words. Blowjob. Hand job. What? Rim job, yes. Words that end in Augie style are great fucking words. I'm Chris Blisset. Good night.
Keep it going for Chris, everybody. The Red Menace.